What's her face?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's her face?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's her face?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's her face?
What's happening?
Hello and welcome to our second episode of Wits Happenin. I'm Carole Smirkwood. I'll be your host for this evening, and I do have a co-host who I should probably introduce you to. Not that she needs any introduction, you really can't miss her. It's Kelly Willy Booby. Come in, Kelly.
I'm coming, Carole. I'm always coming. Good evening, Carole, and to all of our viewers at home. I am so excited. It's so wonderful to be here. What's happening, Carole?
Well, I'm worrying that you're going to catch a death of cold in that little outfit.
Oh, don't worry about me, Carole. Look, I've got my mask and I've got gloves here. And, Carole, I've got a digital thermometer. I check myself regularly.
Yes, it's very vigilant of you. I wasn't referring to the pandemic. It was more your lack of clothing. It leaves very little to the imagination.
Oh, Carole, if you've got it, flaunt it. Isn't that right, ladies? Oh, Carole, you would know all about flaunting it. In fact, you see, I was doing a little bit of research for tonight's show, Carole, and I was on the Google and I did a little search about you, Carole, and I found a shot from your modelling days, Carole. Let me just see if I can find it for our viewers at home.
No, but I was young and I needed the money. It was a very long time ago.
There we go. Cheeky, cheeky.
That is not me. That picture hung on many a bedroom wall in the 80s.
Yes, it did, Carole. Yes, it did. And I bet your name was on many a toilet door as well, wasn't it, Carole, hey? The 80s, Carole. Now, I was only 2 then. It's amazing. Anyway, talking of amazing, we're about to go to our new section of the show where we take questions and feedback from you, the viewers at home.
Yes, we are, Kelly. And we're taking some comments from our Insta followers and fake book fans. Now let's go over to Wits The Craic.
What's the crack? What's the crack?
Welcome to Wits The Craic. This is the part of the show where we listen to you, the viewers at home. We love your cracks.
I'll start off with a question from @ShowIsYourChinchilla69. Ladies, I'm a big fan of the show. I've watched every episode 43 times. Can I have 2 autographed pictures? Screenshots just aren't the same. I've tried so many times, especially on the close-ups. Like Kelly, I'm always here or there or in your garden. Over to you, Kelly. Kelly.
I was just checking the garden, Carole. Well, @ShowIsYourChinchilla69. What a creepy wee person you are, aren't you? You will find lots of pictures and some videos of Carole on the Google, of course, that might satisfy your creepy little stalkery desires. But Carole, I have to say one thing. Carole. I do not call my foof a chinchilla. Chinchillas are rodents, Carole. They are rodents. Our foofs are not rodents, Carole. Our foofs are glorious heroes. That's what they are, Carole. They are not chinchillas. Anyway, moving on. Right. Next up, we have @Hannibal the Cannibal, who says, I love Vicky Dobbs and her beans. Can she tell me what beans best go with liver? Also, did the beans ever stop screaming for her? I love her and I want to take her for a bean and liver date. I would like to eat Vicky Dobbs. Say the whilst intake of breath. Oh, for God's sake, Carole, who's checking these things?
Well, Between at Show Us Your Chinchilla 69 and at Hannibal the Cannibal, we might just lock our doors and never go out again. This part of the show is meant to be fun and interesting, not terrifying. And for the viewers at home, we'd like to reassure you that Vicky Dobbs and her beans, whiskey and all her plants are all safe. Let's try now. At I'm Jessica Rabbit 78. Hi, Carole. I was a successful actor alongside, starring in several Hollywood movies, best known for my role alongside Sir Roger Rabbit. I'm finding work so hard to come by. How do you and Kelly manage to keep getting employed?
Carole, do you think that's the Jessica Rabbit? I mean, I really was such a big fan. I'm Jessica Rabbit 78. I was such a big fan. In fact, I bought a red dress just to look like you, and I put my hair down and I got a shove me up, pull me in, suck me up, push it up bra just to be your double.
Some things never change, do they, Kelly? We all know that bra's stuff with toilet roll, don't we? Right, moving away now from toilets entirely, let's introduce our guests for tonight. First up, we have our very own creative consultant, Sadie Coates.
Carole, I just can't wait to see what Sadie is making for us tonight. Then we move on to our resident pet shrink. It's Shirley, who we are not scared of at all.
No, not at all. And then we are looking forward to seeing Charlotte the chef. And who knows what she might be making for us tonight.
Oh, well, I can't wait, Carole. And last but by no means least, we are going all the way over to Ayrshire. For our resident poet, it's Pussy Nanny. And that's us back to toilets again, Carole. I find that Pussy Nanny always talks about shite and toilets. It's becoming a bit of a theme tonight between Pussy and your number being in the back of toilet doors, Carole.
Well, just don't forget about the loo rolls in your bra cups there, Kelly. So let's introduce our first guest for this evening, shall we? It's Sadie Coates, creative consultant.
Sadie Coates, welcome to Wits Happening.
Hello, Carole. Hello, Kelly.
It is so exciting to have you on the show, Sadie. For those viewers at home who don't know how creative and wonderful you have been during lockdown, could you give us a quick update?
Oh, yes, of course I will, Kelly. You know, it was quite a challenge being creative during lockdown. But, you know, because you couldn't buy things, you had to use things you had in the house. But if you remember that first week I was on, I made pants bunting. And everybody put it in their window to say, pants to the virus. And then the next time I was on, Boris, our Prime Minister, well, he told us to be alert. So I thought, Sadie, why don't you make alert doll for the window? And if you remember, I made one with an empty wine bottle because we've all had a lot of them in the house. And then I put little Boris on the top and I stuck it in our window and it said, I am alert. And then we were allowed to go out and visit our friends and family, but we couldn't pee-pee and poopy in their toilets. So I thought, Sadie, take a portable toilet. And you know what I did, if you remember? I got my Tupperware bowl with the lid, and then to show everybody that you couldn't see inside, I made some jobbies earlier so that they were hidden.
Oh, Sadie, it's been quite the journey with you, hasn't it? What with your nipple cookie cutters and tassels and your panty bunting and your Tupperware poo-poos and taps off and songs and raps and all sorts.
Viewers at home, keep watching because we will be coming back to Sadie Coates later in the show to find out what she's making for us this week. See you later, Sadie.
Bye!
What's happening?
Oh, Carole, even Sadie Coates is talking about shite tonight.
She certainly is, Kelly. Let's hope that Shirley the pet shrink isn't talking shite tonight. Not that we would tell her if she was. Welcome to the show, Shirley.
Shirley, welcome to Wits Happening.
So, have you had many messages this week?
Aye, Hanners, mainly for Africa, about various lotteries I've won and tropical holidays. But this one email from Zoe in Cathcart piqued my interest. Zoe is having a problem because she can't go for a pee in peace without her dog following her into the toilet. Now, a lot of dog owners experience this. It is a very common problem. Thankfully, there is a very easy solution. Grow the fuck up, Zoe. Seriously. See, when your dog wants a piss or a shite, you put a leader in its neck and take it outside to do its absolutions in public, where you stand watching it. Many other people probably watch it too. Passers-by, people in cars, as your wee dog has to cock its leg and show the entire world its crown jewels. Often your dog will have to piss or shit on a cold pavement. Perhaps usually a wet pavement, what with this being Scotland and it fucking pissing down all the time. Do you care? No, you don't. Because see, when you go to the toilet, you get what I assume is a nice, clean, lavy seat with all the toilet roll that your arse could ever possibly wish for. And when you've finished that, you've got a nice wee sink with perhaps a choice of fragrant soaps, fluffy towels, perhaps even monogram towels, so you can make yourself all tickety-boo. But your wee dog doesn't get that. Because see, when your wee dog comes into the toilet to watch you, it doesn't know that you don't piss or shite with an audience. It doesn't know any different. It's the only life it's fucking known. So see, the next time you go for a piss or a shite with your great giant arse, which, by the way, let me tell you, will in no way, shape or form be as cute as a wee dog's fluffy arse. I can only imagine the smells that emit from your arse. So the next time you go for your piss or a shit and your wee dog happens to wander in or cock its wee head round the door, don't you dare have the audacity to say anything to that dog, because that dog, quite frankly, should be in counselling for the atrocities it sees coming for your arse. You just be grateful, Zoe, that you can piss and shite in peace in a nice house and a nice toilet. If anyone else has got any issues that you would like me to discuss about your animals, please do feel free to contact me through all the usual channels. Over and out.
Thank you, Shirley. We all feel so happy about that advice. Thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
What's happening?
Carole, can you ever believe it? Shirley the pet shrink's been talking about shite tonight as well.
Yes, it certainly has been a shite show tonight. Anyway, let's go back over to Sadie Coates and see if she can raise the bar a little. Hello, Sadie.
Sadie, welcome back to What's Happening. We're so excited to see what you're making for us this week.
Well, thank you, Kelly. Well, you know, I think the word is mask. Mask. They're everywhere and they're not going away anywhere soon. So I thought to myself, Sadie, how can you be creative with a mask? Because, you know, they can be a bit of a nightmare at times, and I'll tell you why. Do you remember I was shagging my neighbour behind the bins at the shed? Well, you see, now I can meet him inside, and don't you start me on my husband. He's still up in the study. Yes, he's having a virtual wank or something with somebody on Zoom. And I thought to myself, you know what, Sadie? You've just got to go on and live your life. So this is what you're going to need to make a mask. You'll need a pair of boxer shorts and make sure they're clean, and a pair of scissors, and some thread and a needle, and some elastic, and, oh, Kelly, I just thought there, I don't know if you're going to be able to help make this, because you see, you don't have a man in your life or one in the house or anything like that, and I just wondered if, oh, mind you might have a pair of boxer shorts kicking around from your last one night stand. Who knows?
Oh, yes, Kelly. I'm sure you'll have lots and lots of boxer shorts in your house. Lots and lots. Anyway, Sadie, we'll come back later in the show to see how you're getting on with your mask.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What's happening?
Oh, Carole, Sadie Coates seems to think because I don't have a man that I don't have a mask. Absolute nonsense, Carole. Like I showed you at the top of the show, I am all masked up.
Well, that's not your normal mask, Kelly. They're usually made of rubber.
That's right, Carole, because I always bounce back. Talking about bouncing back, let's hope our next guest does not talk about shite, more about sugar. Let's welcome to the show, Charlotte the Chef.
Good evening, ladies, and welcome to Shapes and Shades of Sugar with Charlotte the Chef. Now, most people think of sugar as the white stuff that they stir into their tea, or some knobs in the likes of the University Cafe may think of the brown stuff that they stir into their half-full, half-calf, demobbed macchiato coffees. But let me tell you this, there are more shades and shapes of sugar than are wotted of in our philosophy, Horatio. We caught your reference there, eh? But seriously though, you go to the sugar aisle in the Asda and your wee mind will be boggled by the variety of kinds of sugar that are on offer there. So I am here in my position as qualificated petiterer to explain it to all you ordinary folk at home in the house. Now, sugar grows in very hot countries, so we don't grow it here. And it grows as sugar cane or sugar beet. And what they do with that is they take the cane and the beet and they smash it all into bits and they boil it up with syrup. And then they put it into this centrifugational thing that whizzes out round and round and round, and it takes out stuff that we call impurities that are actually natural ingredients of the sugar in the first place, until the sugar reaches the shade that we want it to be for various things. Now we'll start with the darkest one. I have a wee shade chart here. The darkest one is muscovado, also known as soft dark brown sugar. That is absolutely maleficent in your heavy fruit cakes, like say your Christmas cake. And it also makes the most fantabulous treacly fudge you will ever taste in your puff. The next shade up here is called soft light brown sugar. Now, it's still got a wee taste of the treacle about it, but no just as strong. It's lovely for, see if you were making a butterscotch sauce or a toffee sauce to go with a sticky toffee pudding, that's your man. The palest on the shade chart, that's your Demerara. As aforementioned, you could put that in the coffee, or it's lovely if you're making a wee apple crumble. If you just chuck a bit of that on the top before you put it in the oven, it'll get a lovely crunch and a wee caramel taste as well. Now, shapes of sugar. They really tend to happen in your white sugar. And your white sugar happens when they take that spinny thing and they turn it up to a setting called knock the utter fuck out it. And that takes all the colour out and it rinses the crystals pure white. Okay? So you get granulated white sugar. That's big dods. That's the stuff you put in your tea. You get caster sugar. That's finer, wee bits that melt quick. That's good for baking. Brilliant for meringues and things. And you get icing sugar. Now, a word of warning about your icing sugar. It's powder. It's very fine. That makes it extremely inflammable. So don't go sifting it all over your kitchen till it's in a big fog, because it could explode. It'll take your eyebrows clean off, so it will. Your shapes come in when they get their damp white sugar and they put it into moulds and they make sugar cubes. That's your shaped sugar. You can sometimes get sugar cones as well. Same difference. All right. Now, recently, I want to talk to you. There's been a big fashion lately for golden caster sugar and golden icing sugar. No, what that is. That's white caster sugar and white icing sugar. And they've took, see some of the impurities that they wheeked out earlier and put it back in to make it coloured. It's a swizz and a swindle. Don't buy it. Get the ordinary stuff. It's nearly as bad as your vanilla sugar. Ha! See if you want your stuff to taste like vanilla. Put a wee drop of vanilla extract in it. Never vanilla essence, because that's bouffing. That'll taste like one of the magic trees you get in taxis. Don't touch it. So anyway, that's all I've got to tell you about sugar. The advice I've given you will keep you on the straight and narrow in the sugar shop, but if you have any questions about it, write them down and send them to Delia, because she's too old for the telly now. She'll have plenty of time to listen to your shite. Oh, Sheena, there's a whole tray of rolls that's no been baked. Oh, well, it's too late now. Tell you what, poke a hole in them, we'll call them bagels and sell them 3 for £1. To the old ladies, what's happening?
What's happening? Carole, can you believe it? I mean, even Charlotte the chef is talking about shite with Delia. Oh,
I'm at the end of my tether here.
I tell you what, Carole, this show really has been talking about shite from start to the very finish, and we are just about to finish with our final guest of this evening, who always talks about shite. It's Pussy Nanny.
Hello, Pussy, and welcome to Wits Happenin.
What's happening, Pussy Nanny?
Good evening, ladies. I'm here with a poem for you again tonight. This is a follow through from my last poem. This one's called My Bastard Man's Morning Surprise. Shall I just start, ladies? You ready? A licht shines in at morning rise, and I wipe the sleep frae crusted eyes. Nae banging heat, well what a surprise. I was expecting my heat to be some bloody size. A giant bender wi' nae hang hour. I praised the gods as I roll over. Though massive tumshy snows next to me, a wee long lie I think I'll gie. For last night I was fou as fou can be. He must have brought me hame, you see. I tiptoe my way out o' the room, and I steal a glance at my sleeping groom. He's such a gent, even wi' the snore, and then I open the bathroom door. With one wee sniff, I gae near hit the floor. My eyes may bleed, and my nose is sore. The dirty bastard, now he's no gent. A kebab-fueled turd he's surely spent. He shut the one door to keep it in. The boken starts and it burns my skin. I fumble for the Febreze within, and let the scent war begin. For all the times I serviced his carriage, his gift for 7 years of marriage. I hear him snoring away through there. We know a sodden bloody care. A long lie for him, well, nae mair. I'll drag him out with the bloody hair. Faye's slumber I'll rudely pull, and let him ken he's a feckin' tool. It's war, I cry as when I jump, a landing him with an awful thump. For atween his legs I feel a lump. He thinks he's gonna get a jump. I fall out yelling you a dirty prick. The smell you left just makes me sick. With a smirking grin the battle's won, but the war's no hour for you, my son. For a woman scorned is never done. Now it's time for me to have my fun. Underneath the covers, your growing pole can forget all about my glory hole. For your assault on me it's only fair, my chuff you shall see nae mair. I've decided that I'll lay it bare, and starve you till your boys are sere. You stupid man, you should have seen it coming. Never piss off an Ayrshire woman. The end.
Oh, Pussy Nanny, I certainly wouldn't ever be pissing you off, Pussy Nanny. We can't wait to see you again on What's Happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
Oh, Carole, well, Pussy Nanny did not disappoint. There was an entire poem dedicated to shite.
Well, this entire show's gone down the toilet today. Let's head over now to see Sadie and discover if she can pull something out of those boxer shorts and raise the tone. Let's go over and see Sadie. Hello, Sadie. Are you there? Hello, Sadie. And how are you getting on with that marvellous mask?
Hello, Carole. It's come together quite well, actually. You see, now, I'll just explain again in a bit of a recap. You know, you'll be putting this over your face to try and get a measurement, and then you're going to cut round to make the shape of the mask. And then you have to get your needle and thread, and you have to cut a bit of elastic, and then you put it round the sides to make things for your ears like that. So, as they always say, here's one I've made earlier, and I'm going to take my glasses off just so you can see how effective this could be. So you put that over there, and you put that over there, and you just get it in. And then the secret trick of this mask is that you can unbutton it and still snog your neighbour. Oh, and then when you're in the wine bar as well, you can just dip the top like that and have a whip of your wine. Oh gosh, I should apologise to you, Carole. I've just had a thought. I don't know if you're going to be able to make this either, because, you know, I think your man's probably more of a wife man. I think, you know, he wouldn't have a butterfly like that, will he?
Willie, see what you did there, Sadie? Oh, Sadie, I have to say what a wonderful invention that is. I'm sure all of our viewers at home will be making it just after the show.
Oh, it was lovely,
Sadie. We hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
What's happening?
Oh, Carole, it's been some time since I've seen flaps like that next to someone's face. Last time I saw it was online.
I'm sure I don't want to know what type of programmes you watch, Kelly.
Oh, Carole, it was one of your short films I found on the Google today. Nice flaps, Carole. Nice flaps. Anyway, all that's left for us to do tonight is to thank our very special guests and to remind you, the viewers at home, to remember to send in your feedback and questions to us on Wits The Craic.
Wits the Craic? Wits the Craic?
I am Kelly Willie Booby, and this is my co-host, Carole Smirkwood. Do join us again next week for more What's Happening?
What's her face?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's her face?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's her face?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's her face?
What's happening?
What's her face?